Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another achievement guide here in Stardew Valley, and today we're taking a look at the achievement, A Complete Collection. This is 50 gamer score for completing the museum collection. And what that includes is returning all of the items to Gunther in the museum. And there are 95 total items, and they can be broken down into two categories, which can each be individually tracked in your menu. When you go to the Collections tab, you have an Artifacts tab and a Minerals tab. And all of these items from these two tabs need to be found and then returned to Gunther at the museum for this achievement to unlock. So we're going to start with Minerals because they're more straightforward. Basically, there's three ways to acquire the minerals on this list. You can pick them up, basically forage them, usually in the upper levels of the mines. You can mine some of these. There'll be a rock with pieces of the mineral sticking out. Amethyst is an example. You'll see little purple specks sticking out of a rock. Hit it with your pickaxe and you'll pick up an amethyst from it. And then there's also geodes that you can find. Sometimes either enemies will drop them, or if you hit certain rocks within the mines, a geode will come out and you turn the geodes into the blacksmith, Clint. He'll break them open for you, and some of them will have minerals, these minerals inside the geode when you break it. Omni geodes are the best one to get for those because the Omni geode can have all of the geode minerals inside them. So any mineral that can be found in a geode, some of them can be found in the other geodes, but anything that can be found in any geode can be found in the Omni geode. So if you're geode hunting, stockpile Omni geodes. They're found in the not the absolute lowest levels, but the ones just above that. So 60 to 80-ish levels, give or take a couple around there, you can usually find quite a few Omni geodes. For the artifacts, there are 42 artifacts, and these are a little bit tougher. It's a little bit more of a grind, and it's a little bit more RNG dependent. Artifacts are found by mostly digging in the ground. When you see an artifact spot on the ground, it's a little patch of dirt that's got three worms sticking up out of it, and they kind of wiggle a little bit so you can help see them. You can also find artifacts in the treasure chests that come up sometimes when you're fishing. If you fish and you get a treasure chest and you catch the fish with the treasure chest, sometimes there will be artifacts inside the treasure chest. And then finally, rarely, some monsters, when you kill them, they can drop artifacts as loot, but that's more of a fringe situation. So the way that I would recommend going about collecting all the artifacts is to always be digging. From the start of the game, when you see a patch of worms, dig it all the time. When you're in the mines, dig any opportunity you get, because each one of them has a chance at getting you one of the artifacts. And by the end of the game, you don't want to be just grinding a couple artifacts that you're missing. You're probably going to have to do that anyway, but the less of those that you have to do, the less painful this will be. So some of the artifacts are only found in certain locations. So the forest, which is the location where the wizard's tower and Marnie's house is located, has a lot of items that can only be found in artifact spots there. The problem is there's not a ton of artifact spots for 3 of the 4 seasons, except in the winter. So for the spring, summer, and fall, there's just not a lot of artifact spots that you're going to find in that location, so you're not able to grind those artifacts very efficiently. However, when the winter rolls around, the number of artifact spots increases greatly. So what I would suggest is when winter rolls around, that's when you really dedicate yourself to artifact hunting. You don't really need to be farming because your crops aren't growing and your animals aren't really doing much. So I put together a little loop that I liked to do every day in winter, hunting artifacts and especially looking through the forest area. So that's playing in the background. That's the route that you see me take there. And later in the game, you can get a skill for your artifact hunting. And if you take the foraging level 10 tracker skill, you get to choose 2 when you get to level 10. If you choose, you get to choose between 2. If you choose tracker, it will put the little gold arrows on the corner of your screen around the edge. You can see those here. Those are guiding you to artifact spots. So you don't need to just hunt randomly When you have that skill unlocked, you'll be able to just follow the arrows to go directly to all the artifact spots on your map. So that will make it much more efficient. So I definitely recommend you take the tracker skill. And then once you get close to the end of the game, completing your grind and your achievements, you'll probably have a couple of artifacts left to get. Go to the wiki, find where they're located, and then you just have to grind. I actually found my last artifact in a fishing chest. I was completing a couple fishing related things, and I knew that I also needed an artifact that could be found in fishing chests, so I put the magnet lure on and went to town and eventually got the last artifact that I needed. So don't neglect fishing. That can also be a way to get certain artifacts, but not all of them can be found. So again, dig early and often, get the vast majority of the artifacts just through your normal play, and then when you're getting close to the end of your achievement hunt, you can kind of zone in on where those last couple of artifacts are located, and you can grind out those locations more quickly. And then before you know it, you'll have completed the collection for the museum, and you'll be awarded your 50 gamer score, and you'll have unlocked a complete collection. So hopefully you guys found that useful. If you did, please feel free to like the video, and as always, you can subscribe to Meat City Gaming for your future gaming content, including the rest of the achievements here in Stardew Valley. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.